Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read. Now, if you've been with me before, you know that I put chapter markers in my videos so you can pop about as you will. It'll be in the timeline or in the description box below. Sometimes it doesn't show on the timeline, which I don't know why, but they are in the description box below. Along with any decks that I've used, if I can find the creator's website and or link, and any references that I make. Oftentimes I'll pull from like movies or music or something like that. So that will be in the description box. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for taking a chance on this teeny tiny little tarot channel. I'm new and I don't have a huge catalog of videos, but I'm here, I'm happy to read, and I appreciate any likes, shares, and subscribes. And for those of you that are new to my channel and new to tarot, well, I have a little bit of an intro. Nothing too intense, but some food for thought. I'll put a time marker here. Tarot and Oracle are tools for self-reflection. That's how I view it. They're meant to help guide you when you're using your own inner moral compass to make decisions about your own particular brand of happiness. Now, I'm an intuitive reader, so I understand the tarot and read from the oracles, but I also work with my guides and my ancestors, and so they'll bring in messages that, you know, there's only so many cards in a deck. With this particular one, there's 100, so there's a lot here, but at any rate, sometimes my ancestors or guides will pull cards that are the closest approximation to what they're trying to communicate. It's up to me to interpret it, to bring the message forward, and it's up to you to decide whether or not it resonates. Now, when I say resonate, I mean resonate doesn't necessarily look like you're watching the video and you're like, well, this doesn't sound like me. I would never. They would never. Then it isn't your reading. It's probably meant for somebody else. It is a collective, so, you know, I'm tapping into a lot of different energies all at once. But when it does resonate, it would be something along the lines of you hear something in the reading and it transports you back to like a memory. You're like, oh, last year this happened to me, or this was just last month, or I'm going through that right now. Even as much as I've been worried about this particular event happening and I'm hearing it and it's making me feel some type of way because intuitively I feel it. There are some times where, you know, I've seen other readers have this happen to them where they have people in their comments being like, well, and get all head up and triggered. And my thing is just ask yourself why you're so upset and why you felt the need to comment. Because basically you're telling the world that you're triggered and that there are some things that you haven't quite unpacked. What I say really is just to sit in that energy and see how and why you feel that way. What is it about the reading that made you react that way? Because ultimately we're all just tarot readers reading a message from a card. It's not a personal reading. It's a collective. So if someone takes a huge amount of offense to it, there's probably something in it they haven't quite unpacked. And I encourage people to do their shadow work because it's freeing. Anyways, you are the maestro of your own destiny. Don't give your power to a tarot reading. It is a guide. I believe in fate and destiny. I do, but I believe it only takes you so far. It presents you the opportunities, the paths to make decisions, live a different life, change your situation because you are orchestrating and co-writing your own life with the universe. So just keep that in mind. You are the maestro of your own destiny. You have free will and you have full autonomy. Okay, so let's get into what I call the pre-shuffle. Pre-shuffle is, I have this giant, it doesn't even look that big because of the fact that it's new. These are the tea leaf oracles, and this will be my first time using it. So one, they're very like stiff and new, but this is 100 cards and I have small hands, so if they fly everywhere, please excuse me. But let's go ahead and see what we have as an energy going into this reading for the collective, for this specific collective. Because I do want to also mention that, yes, I read for collectives, but my readings aren't like continuations. It's not like a mini series where there's like part 1, part 2, and this is the next episode. No, I'm reading like individual cases. Sometimes there is a link between certain collectives, but just understand, take it when it pulls on a memory or it feels pertinent to you. Okay, so let's see. These are round cards, are very interesting to handle. Okay, so let's look at what we have. We have bowl, and then we have cracked up. Oh, interesting. We have cracked up and bowl. So with this, it says dissatisfaction with life. And then we have plenty of material things. You know, it's interesting that these things came together because reminded me of this. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I've said it in other readings before. It is the Japanese art of repairing broken things with gold so that the item that was once broken is made more beautiful for having been broken. I'll have to find the link for it for the actual name because I think I know the name, but I also don't want to butcher it and say it wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and find a link for it. I'll link it in the description box below, as well as maybe putting a picture of it somewhere in this general vicinity about what it means. But this energy of being dissatisfied with life and having material things, it's like, what's that saying? I don't know the exact saying, but it's essentially money doesn't buy happiness. Right here. So you could have, okay, what I'm hearing is you may be financially stable right now. You may have a decent job. You may be able to like pay rent and, you know, pay your car note, pay your insurance, have money to buy groceries. Like for all intents and purposes, your life is stable. You know, like you're not stressed about the monetary aspect of life and how settled you are. But even in that stability, there is a certain amount of dissatisfaction. Now, that can stem from a lot of different things. We won't know yet because this is just the basic energy, but there's something that I'm hearing money doesn't buy happiness. Money does make life easier, but it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't guarantee happiness. How about that? Money doesn't guarantee happiness. And there's something about this energy of, yes, you may be financially stable. Maybe you're in a job or you have a friend group or you have a living situation that for all intents and purposes seems stable and kind of, I just heard run of the mill. Not really sure why, but there is dissatisfaction around that energy. I just heard, I want for nothing, but I'm not happy. So, okay. So let's continue forward. What else do we have? Whoop, we have a volunteer. So we have the archway, which says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So at the beginning of my tarot reads, in my tarot intro actually, I say that I'm the type of person that believes in destiny. I believe that we are fated to walk certain timelines. And that doesn't mean we don't have free will. We do, but the universe is a balanced place. It allocates for any and all eventualities. So depending on what decisions you make, you create a new thread of fate for yourself. So you can jump as many timelines as you want, but you have to make a decision of what life that you want to live. Destiny and fate, whatever you want to call it, the universe can offer you, in this case, an archway, a doorway, a portal, a path, an opportunity to new happiness. But it's up to you to decide whether or not you are going to walk that path. Because you do still have full autonomy and free will to walk a different path. This is right here, again, after having what we just had, the cracked up and the material things card, it's like, yeah, you're well, no, I won't say that because it doesn't feel like you're happy. It feels like comfort. And comfort can be good. It can be real good. There's a whole word for that. It's called, is it hygge? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Again, I'll put a little link or a picture or something right here about what hygge means. But essentially, it's like that cozy feeling of like comfort, lushness, warmth. I mean, if you can imagine like a little cabin in the middle of the woods with lots of blankets and hot cocoa, and you're listening to soft music and you're reading a book or watching your favorite movie and it's snowing or raining outside, that cozy feeling. That's comfort. And then there's comfort that is dangerous, that stops our growth, stops our progression forward. It's, well, I could try this new thing, but I don't know where it's going to leave or where it's going to lead me. And so I'm just going to stay where it's comfortable, where I know. And that's fine, but if you're the type of person that wants to change, that kind of comfort is dangerous. It is complacent. It is stagnant. It is staying in a job or a friend group or a love relationship. Even sometimes, depending on your situation, a family dynamic that can be limiting, that fosters limited thinking, that fosters your progression forward. At any rate, so we have an energy of someone who has all their basic needs met. There is a certain level of comfort there, but they seem unhappy. Now we have the archway come up. It popped out on its own. This is the universe bringing this forward on purpose. Like, I didn't cut the deck. It popped out on its own because for me, it's the universe being like, yeah, we know this person is content, comfortable, but they're not happy because money doesn't guarantee happiness. And we've presented them opportunities, and or we are presenting them an opportunity that either A, they haven't recognized yet, or they will recognize in time. So if this resonates, collective, this is about the universe already conspiring to help you grow in the way that you want to grow. This is someone sitting at a desk or cubicle at their desk and being like, oh God, I just wish things were different. I wish I could, sorry, a hiccup. That means I'm channeling. I wish I could move up this corporate ladder. I wish I could really do the job that I love. Here comes the universe presenting some sort of possibility that is in front of you that maybe you haven't yet seen, or maybe you have seen but haven't acted on because of a certain level of comfort. Okay? Let's continue forward. That was a volunteer. We're going to cut the deck again. Another volunteer. Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Oh my God. Okay. So collective, some of you will have recognized that opportunity and haven't yet made a decision about whether or not you're going to walk that path. But for a very particular collective, you recognize that possibility, that doorway, that new path that is open to you. It was like you guys were at a crossroads. And you're like at the crossroads, ready to make a decision. And where you're standing at is you're like, I'm not entirely happy with what my life is like right now. Like, I'm not destitute. I'm not suffering like financially. I have a job. I have a place. I have friends. Why can't I pick this up? I have a job. I have friends. I have a relationship or whatever. But somewhere in there, there is a discontent. There is a desire to grow. It makes me think of, and just bear with me, it makes me think of how a caterpillar, when it goes into a cocoon, it was happy as a caterpillar, totally fine. And it made its little cocoon to rest. But now it's changed. Something about you, the collective, has changed that has elicited this desire for growth. And now I'm seeing that little caterpillar having already turned into this butterfly, and the cocoon is still holding it. It once was protective. It once kept the caterpillar safe in its process of changing. But now that the caterpillar is a butterfly, this cocoon that was once safe, that was once comfortable, is now a way that it's holding it back. So now the caterpillar, now butterfly, this butterfly has to push through. They have to really kind of squeeze out of this confining space so they can actually be this version that they are. This energy right here where it says you are on the right path makes me think that for who it resonates, you are or we're in a situation that where there was comfort in complacency in some cases. While there was comfort and complacency, there was something in you that changed. There was some revelation or realization, some information that you became privy to that elicited a change within you, that planted the seed of desire to grow, to want more for yourself, to realize that while this situation is fine, you want to grow. You want to be the 2.0 version of yourself. And so the universe, with the archway, has presented you paths to that new life. Some of you are still at that crossroads deciding whether or not you want to take it, and some of you were recognized it for what it was and have already picked the path, and the path that you've picked is the right one for your progression. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that were the two cards. Usually I cut twice and then read to give the energy, but we had one where I cut it myself and one where the universe was like, hey, here are these cards. These are the ones you need to see. These are the ones you need to see, Angel. So we're going to move from the pre-shuffle. We're going to go into actually the reading. So I'm going to pull some cards and we're going to start this story. So based on what we have there, we are working, or we're tapping into an energy of a collective that was had like an okay, stable life, but there was desire for wanting more. And let me be clear. I'm feeling that, there's a range here. Obviously, this is a collective reading. There is a range. So there are some people who are in connections, job, friendship, love relationship, family relationship, where literally I'm hearing the word, meh, it's fine. That's how they feel about wherever they're at. That they can pay their bills, they have a job, they have a place to stay, and the general consensus for that particular collective is, it's fine. And then there's a collective where it's a little bit more motivated, where it's like, oh man, this job, this cubicle, this helicopter mom, this overly demanding father, these friends that are constantly like wanting to do the same things over and over again, and they don't want to like grow and try something new. This relationship, I feel like, is cyclical, and it just keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and neither one of us are growing. Take it as it resonates, but those are the energies I'm feeling. So okay, so we have Dolphin came out. Financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay, so now this I just heard not all wealth is like monetary. Now, again, this is one of those situations where my guides have pulled a card, or a card has come out, and I am told that this says financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. The automatic read was like, oh, this is about money. But I literally heard as this came out, not all wealth is monetary. So there's something that the collective has done in the past that's added to your general abundance. Okay, we're going to replace wealth and finance with abundance. This is what it feels like to me. Irregardless of if there's already an abundance card in here, that is what I'm hearing right now. There's something that you, the collective, have done, or maybe did in tandem with someone that you're connected with, that, okay, helped you move towards your abundance. There is someone that you've met in the past, and or a collective, and or a friend group, and or a job, whatever it is, there was something that you experienced in the past that kind of like broadened your horizons. Something that made you understand that the more you work, I'm hearing the more you work for yourself, the more abundant you become. Now, that can be very real in a financial sense, in a monetary sense. If you are creating a business, if you are trying to strike out on your own and make your own product, the more that you invest in yourself, yes, the more money you can make. But take that as it resonates. But I'm hearing the more you invest in yourself, the more abundance that you create. This is the more you do for what your heart wants, do for what your soul wants, your soul calling, your life's path, what you're meant to do, aligning yourself to a path that is authentic to you will lead to your abundance. So there's something in the past that happened that you've already done that. Maybe you didn't even realize that's what you've done. What you've done. Maybe you thought it was a one-off decision. Maybe it was just a realization you had in your own inner thoughts to yourself, and you're like, wow, I didn't even think about it that way, or this opened me up to a whole way of thinking, or I never would have saw it from that perspective, but now that I realize that that is a thing and that is possible. Now there's a whole new section, a whole new way of life that I have to consider. And that happened a while ago. And that realization, that added information, that experience has planted a seed again, oh my God, planted a seed in you that you are gaining from every single day. You could, okay, again, it could be financial. You could have invested in something, although with the stock market as it is, I don't think it's that. You've invested in something with yourself. There's a realization, there's research that you've done, there's an understanding that you've come to that has planted the seed of investing in yourself. And through investing with yourself, perhaps investing with yourself is how you're realizing that whatever situation you're currently in isn't aligned with you anymore. Maybe before you wouldn't have recognized that, but because whatever happened in the past, something came to light. This realization that you had, this information that you received, this conversation that you took part in, this collaborative that you worked with, whatever it is, planted a seed that it seems delayed, but it's not. It seems like all of a sudden, well, I had this conversation like 8 months ago, or I had this event 8 months ago, 7 months, 6 months ago. And now things are changing. No, that it only seems that way because now things around you are becoming noticeable. But the change, the growth and abundance has been happening. Okay. All right. That's too many. We're gonna but I don't know if you saw. It's upside down. One of the cards at the top, it was a short stack, but this card came out again, cracked cup. This up leveling of yourself, this internal abundance, this growing wealth within you is what's making you want to break away from a life that is not authentic to you, that feels like an odd fitting shoes, like, I mean, you can be in those shoes, but like they fit odd and they're not entirely comfortable. They're not bad shoes. It's just, you see what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, so we'll take those two for sure. Okay, so this one is vase, vase, however you want to say it. Secret admirer. I just heard not so secret. Secret admirer that's not so secret. Oh, goodness. So this information that you came upon in the past that has every day been growing within you, this information, this some gain, usually coming from something you did in the past that is bringing abundance forward. This may be research that you did. This may be a conversation that you had. This may be an effort that you've made. This may be a collective that you're with. Whatever it is, that energy has planted the seed of progression and growth, of wanting more for yourself. And when I saw Secret Admirer, and I'm like, not so secret, maybe that's what you found out. Maybe, oh boy, maybe what happened is through a collective, through friends, through family, through having deep and honest conversations, there is someone that that is carrying a torch for you. You found out that a person that you highly respect or that you are attracted to carries a torch for you. Again, secret admirer, not so secret. And maybe at the time you were like, oh, I didn't realize you felt so deeply or even felt that way. And while it was a surprise at the time, over the course of weeks, days, months, years, whatever it is, I don't know how long it is, but that realization, that meeting of an energy that you're like, wow, I had no idea that you felt that way. That knowledge of knowing who this is has planted a seed in you, and over the course of days, weeks, months, years, whatever it is, has awakened you to the possibility of a different life, a possible union. Again, this person may or may not be in a relationship. Again, they're just unhappy with whatever their life is like right now. Again, I'll say this is not a guarantee that said person is in a relationship and found out that this person likes them and now they want to leave their relationship. I'm not saying that. It's a possibility. It sure as hell is a possibility. But it just feels like, in general, this person's life, as it is, collective, someone here generally has kind of like a discontent, a boredom, a kind of blaseness about their situation, and kind of at the back of the mind, knowing that there is someone that holds you in such high regards, is kind of like food for thought. It's putting to mind the possibility for change in your life. What will that be like? How will this change my life? How do I move forward in this way? You know? Then we have Bo. You are highly thought of. I literally just said this person thinks highly of you. This person, like, okay. All right. All right. So this is what we're dealing with, everyone. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a collective that is unhappy with their life, feels a little stagnant. Doesn't matter in what avenue or what realm it is, whether it's work, friends, family dynamic, relationship, whatever. There is something about the current energy of the collective that this kind of like, it's fine, I guess. But there was a conversation or a research or an understanding you found out about this person who greatly admires you, highly esteems you, like just is in you, okay? And knowing that information has planted a seed in you, and over the course of, again, days, weeks, months, years, has been kind of marinating, if you will, marinating to think about how would my life be different if I moved towards this energy. And because because it feels like you're allowing yourself to dream and hope and plan and like fantasize about what life could be like. It feels like you've done that for a while, but right now, specifically right now, because life or your situation feels a little bit meh, this energy seems so much more highlighted. All right. Let's get some more oracles. Last week I used these they're called expanded Lenormand cards. And I kind of really enjoyed using them. I'm not really versed with Lenormand, but I'm using them as oracles. I know the I know the Lenormand have their own definitions for their own cards, but I'm looking at them intuitively. I am reading this intuitively. Okay, so let's see how this is going. Okay. So we have bandage. Relief after trouble or ailments. The cure, the fix. You've got to be kidding me. I love this. Oh my gosh. Collective. You're seeing this energy, this possibility. I'm not saying that this is a guarantee. I don't even think you see this as a guarantee. Okay, now, let me rephrase that. You don't see this as a guarantee. You see this as a possibility. That's what it feels like. That's what I'm getting from you, collective. I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm saying this is what I'm getting intuitively. So this is confirmation for someone. I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm saying this is confirmation. Someone in the collective feels like this is fantasy worthy. Like this is something that after hearing about it way back when, against days, weeks, months, years, who knows when you found out about the secret admirer. But this energy has been ever present, and you've kind of like maybe molded around in your head, just kind of. And I can't tell in what way you were mulling it around. I just know that right now, it feels like you've known this information for a really long time. But it seems like right now, because the collective is, about their life, meh, it's fine. this seems highlighted. Now we have the bandage card. So relief after trouble or ailments, the cure, the fix. You understand that the answer to your problems, the answer to your this about the relationship, the job, the friend group, the family dynamic, the collective that you're part of, whatever it is this possibility. Again, I'm hearing it's not a guarantee. I know it's not a guarantee, but I could see this really helping. Like, you guys want to move towards this. Again, I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm confirming for someone out there. Hold on. That is a lot of cards coming out. Okay. Okay, we have a couple. So oh my God. Okay. Blossoming, or blossoms. Flourishing, health, and spirituality. So not only do you, the collective, recognize that this energy that you've known about, that it's been like a part of you. It's okay. Before I get into this, I just heard knowing that this person admires you, highly esteems you, is into you, holds you in high regard, taking a shine, whatever you want to, however you want to say it. I just heard they've given me the freedom to hope. Hold on a second. I'm hearing it again. They've given me the freedom to hope. Oh my gosh. They've given me the freedom to hope, something I didn't dare do before. That feels familiar somehow, and I can't place it. But that's what I'm hearing right now. They've given me the freedom to hope, something I didn't dare do before. So this feeling, this knowing this person has this regard for you, and this is something that you've been holding within you. You knew this information for a long time, and over the course of days, weeks, months, years, whatever it is, this has been ever present. And now that you are in the situation that you're in, or at the point in your life, a phase in your life where you want more for yourself, you want, like, you actually want to do stuff that makes you happy, not just content, not just complacent, not just meh. You want to live a life that makes you happy. Not middle of the road. Happy. They've given me the freedom to hope, something I dared not do before. You feel like even just the possibility of this change is healing. And with the Blossoms card being flourishing, health, and spirituality, when I hear health and spirituality, that makes me feel like this person may have had, you collective, take it as it resonates, you may have suffered with a little bit of melancholy, the blues, having low spirits, maybe you have a mental health condition like anxiety or depression or something like that. And there's something about this person that like soothes you, or the idea of this person, this possibility of this person soothes you. And with the spirituality, I'm hearing they're put in my life for a reason. They gave me a freedom, or they allowed me the freedom to hope, something I didn't dare do before. There's something, they were meant to be in my, there's something, we're going to keep going though. Okay, so then we have garden. Lots of people coming together. Oh, okay. I don't want to get like, I'm getting goosies. I'm getting goosies. Lots of people coming together. Now okay, I'm just going to be real. The first thing I heard was marriage. Honestly, that was the first thing I heard. But then I also heard an event. So, I'm not saying y'all are going to get married, but I'm not saying. It may be that the energy it feels, this energy feels like for the long haul. This is someone that the collective wouldn't just date and then like have like a relationship for a couple of months or maybe a year or two and then just kind of go their separate. No, this feels like the collective is looking at this energy as something that is for the long haul. Like, I'm hearing, once I step forward, it is what? Okay, once I step forward, I heard once I step forward, then I'll start the fall. I'm assuming that means falling in love. um, that's what it feels like. If there, someone out there may be fantasizing what would it be like to be married to this person, and then lots of people coming together. Oh, okay, I'm hearing. I'm seeing a bunch of people together at a wedding, but also I'm seeing a bunch of people like on a riverbank, and like playing and being in the river, like having a good time. It's like you're surrounded by friends. So some of you, yes, are thinking, what would it be like to be married to this person? But also, I'm seeing the collective, what I see as the representation of the collective on on a riverbank with their person, and they're surrounded by friends, and there's like a barbecue going, and it's late afternoon, and everyone's having a good time playing in the water and being silly, or being on the banks of the river and just having a good time. There's like good and like happy energy around this. It's almost like as if this person, you, the collective, are bringing your friends in your world, and this person is bringing their friends in their world together, and thus growing a group of happy people. And I'm brought back to what I said earlier, which is like, you want the collective wants a life that is not just, this is fine, I'm content, this is complacent, meh. You want a life that's happy. And I'm seeing all of these people together on the banks of a river, late afternoon, enjoying a cookout or like a barbecue meat. I mean, I do feel like there's a lot of fantasizing about what life would be like with this person. Come on. Almost dropped all these cards. What is it? Stars, hope, new path, and success. Sorry. I'm so like drawn to this beautiful starry like background. So collective. Oh my goodness! In my mind, I'm seeing that same collective people at the river, on the banks of the river, being there until the stars come out, and people are just laying on like in their like beach chairs or laying on blankets, just staring up at the stars, and there's like a bonfire. This is continued energy. That there's something about this person would bring like a certain level of happiness and camaraderie. Also, it may, for those that it resonates, the night sky might be really important to you, like emotionally or spiritually. It may mean something to you, the collective or the person that you are thinking of. Wow, there is a lot of positive energy attached to this person. And you feeling like they could be part of how you heal, both like physically and emotionally and spiritually. You can see how together, bringing your group of friends and their group of friends, and just it like everything gelling so well together. I just heard wish upon a star. It's like someone collective, it's either you or this person. Like I said, the night sky might be important to you, so maybe you're the type of person who like wishes upon the star. Like, I know it seems like childish, but like if you are a spiritual person, the stars are where the gods are, right? or where God is, or where the universe listens. You know, like, take it as it resonates. I'm hearing someone talking to the sky, talking to the stars, to the night sky. I don't know if I said that already. Sorry. It's stream of consciousness right now. So I've got 3 cards. I'm just going to go ahead and take those. Okay, so then we have timing within 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, we're into May. Between now and sometime in May, something is going to, oh my, I'm getting like goosebumps. I'm getting all kind of chills. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit wheezy because of allergies. Pardon me. Okay, let me just keep going. What does this say? House, where you live. Hold on. So we have mountain, challenges or obstacles that can eventually be unblocked. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear, but I fucking knew it. I was gonna say where you live, within 2 weeks, where you live, and then challenges. There is something about, for those that resonates, within 2 weeks or sometime in May, you may be looking at new housing. You may be leaving your current apartment. You may not be actually making the move, but in 2 weeks, your thoughts or your energy will be starting to be put towards finding new housing, moving to a new apartment, maybe leaving a roommate situation, leaving a family situation. Maybe if you are in a relationship, oh boy, the challenges and obstacles that can eventually be unblocked. If you are in a situation with family, living with family, where you feel like kind of obligated and tied to the family, in the sense that you have to live with them, or if you're in a relationship with a person that the relationship feels like meh. Challenges and obstacles that can eventually be unblocked. And then we have the house, and then 2 weeks. This makes me feel like within 2 weeks, the energy of putting yourself in line with what really resonates with you. So you may literally move in 2 weeks. You may start the process of, okay, maybe right now you're listening to this and you're like, I'm not thinking about moving. But in 2 weeks or sometime in May or after May, that thought may pop up in your head. It may become a reality. It may be necessary. Maybe if you and your family decide that, hey, it's better for you to go your own way because you want to live a life that you want to live in alignment in the way that you want to live, or if you were in a relationship that was meh, maybe you all part ways and it seems the best that you guys live in separate places, or once the lease is up, you all move. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. I'm sorry. I fucking knew it. I knew something like this was going to happen. Like the timing card, as soon as I saw it, I was like, there is something. There is a time sensitive moment in here somehow. And I felt a resolution coming. Okay, so let me just keep going. So we have cross, which is burden, sacrifice, martyrdom, oppression. Again, challenges or obstacles that can eventually be unblocked. This is a huge confirmation of this. Because if you were staying in a situation, a friendship, a family dynamic, a relationship that you felt like you were there because out of comfort or a complacency or because you felt obligated to, that's the burden that you were carrying. Within 2 weeks, you may be deciding, and okay, here's the other thing. In 2 weeks, maybe you're not moving where you live. Maybe you're moving for where you live internally. You're moving on to another stage. You're actually recognizing that it's time to make some serious changes, both internally and or externally. Like what life would be like with this person, what life would be like away from the disempowering and or meh situation of, job, friend group, relationship, or family dynamic, whatever it is that is kind of like not even making, but exacerbating your feeling of like, this is fine. Like, I got a job, got a place to live. Sorry, another hiccup. I am channeling. This is the energy of, I mean, this is fine. If someone asked me, is this your ideal life? You'd say no. But you understand that there are people out in the world whose situation is more complicated and harder than yours. You understand that. And for some reason, that is what's keeping you in this relationship, you in this job, you in this family dynamic, you in this friend group. Yes, it is true. There are other people out in the world whose situation is likely more complicated, hard, and maybe even unsafe. But you can't stop your own progression, your own healing, because you recognize that in the world there is suffering. If you want to make a change in the world, you have to start with yourself. And if you, it's like when you look at yourself better, when you feel better about yourself, you treat the world better. So who knows, if you're holding yourself back from making these changes because you know other people out there in the world have it worse off than you, and you stay in this energy, well, then you exist in this energy and other people still exist in their energy, right? But if you move towards a higher vibrational version of yourself where you're happy, where you feel like you're walking the path that is in alignment with your true and authentic purpose and happiness, maybe in that freedom, in that happiness, in this new version of yourself, you feel motivated to volunteer at a soup kitchen, or to be part of a charity and then giving back. I'm just saying, it's one thing to understand that, like, yeah, you're in a stable situation where you have money, you have a job, you have a place to stay, and I'm sorry, I just get a little like head up over that, because it's like, if you are unhappy in any way, you should always be focusing on your own mental health and your own happiness. If you're just like, this is fine, I guess. People have it worse than me. Yes, that is a fact of life. There's always going to be someone who has it harder than you, and there's always going to be someone who's excelling, past where you're at. But that shouldn't stop you from wanting to heal yourself, wanting better for yourself, because if you heal and you do better for yourself, then you may be in the position where you want to, pay it forward, where you want to reach out and help communities. So you can take yourself out of that thought what stops you from progressing. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what what my spirits and guides want me to do now. I feel like I'm going to use these cards by John Holland. No. I'm going to use a different, sorry. I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to use, it's called Surrender cards. I was going to use the John Holland cards, but I want to use these instead. We'll get, since there's 3 cards up there, we'll do 3 cards down here. I didn't realize my my rig is so crooked. Apologies for that. At the end of the video. Okay. Okay, there's 2. And then okay, 1 more. All right, so we have 3. So we have, first one, surrender fear. Let go of the fearful voice. Oh, sorry. I already read that wrong. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. I'm going to read that again. Surrender fear. Let go of fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every little step forward. Okay? Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. I'll read it one more time. I'll read them twice, always. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And then the last one, surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. One more time. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Oh, one more. Nope. My guys are like, no, grab that John Holland deck. Okay. All right, we're gonna do the John Holland deck. Okay, these are called messages from Spirit, I believe, or Spirit messages. So like those, I will read it twice to let it really marinate and let it resonate in the way that works for you. There we are. You are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. One more time. You're not alone. We are here for you, and we never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. And that's the reading I have for today. Thank you so much for taking a chance on this teeny tiny little channel. I really appreciate all likes, shares, and subscribes, but most importantly, I appreciate your energy being here with me today. This is Rabbit in Montero. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.